AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, we're here. We are here. Completely different energy than after game 2. Completely different energy.
I don't know if I should drop a bomb just cause.
They dropped a bomb on Madison Square Garden today. Oh, I can't say that. I'm bugging.
The Celtics, the Boston Celtics, dropped a basketball bomb on.
There you go.
Listen, YouTube, lighten up, man. Enough is enough. Enough is enough of these shenanigans. You know that.
Big Flea, never the little one. The biggest, y'all. What's good?
New York Knicks, you bastards. It's like we're not even shocked at this outcome. That's what it feels like, Flea.
I am.
You're shocked.
I don't know if shocked is the word, but I feel like they shouldn't have kicked our ass like that. Like there should have been a little more fight from us.
Well, the beautiful, the lovely, the magnificent Tori B is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Be respectful and kind to the ladies.
La
That was enough, man. You know what this is.
KNICKS Rehab.
KNICKS Rehab, y'all.
New York Knicks, bum it up. 115-93 loss to the Boston Celtics in Game 3 of the semi-conference. Is that how you call it? Semi-conference finals?
Semifinals.
Semifinals. Eastern Conference playoffs. Boston, to me, they didn't really look great. Jason Tatum, he was 8 of 20 from the field, 22 points for him, 19 for Jaylen Brown, 15 for Al Horford, 8 for Drew Holiday, 17 for Derek White. Peyton Pritchard had 23. It was Pritchard and White for me that, you know, they showed the confidence early. We'll get to that in a second. OG Anunoby, 2 points off 1 of 6 shooting. That's back-to-back games is 5 shots or 6 shots, if I'm not mistaken, 1 turnover. You know, he's always going to play great defense. 10 points for Josh Hart, 6 rebounds. They kept him off the board, 3 assists, 21 for Cat. That 21 looks surprising to me. 21 to 15. He's rebounding the hell out of the ball still. Just probably more rebounding opportunities out there. He left on the floor. 12 points for Mikal Bridges after his crazy 14-point fourth quarter the other night. 12 points for him. We'll get to him in a second. 27 points for Jalen Brunson, 7 assists. 9 of 21 from the field. Shot 42% from the field today. For the series going into it, he was shooting 38% overall. 6 for Mitchell Robinson, was 4 of 12 from the free throw line. I know Flea is going to have one of those rants about Mitchell Robinson's free throws coming up next. 5 points for McBride, 6 for Precious, 2 for Cameron Payne. Huck Porty played in the final 2 minutes, Flea. We'll definitely touch that in a second, man. Huck Porty?
Why?
Because why? I feel like it. He said, why? Because I can. It's our show, Flea. What the hell are you talking about? Flea. He really said, why? Why? Flea, what is your response to this debacle at the Garden at the hands of the Boston Celtics in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals?
Man, extremely surprised at the effort that we came out with. Not really surprised that Boston started hitting shots. I didn't think that throughout the rest of the series they weren't going to do what they've been doing all season long. They won 64 games this year. They won the championship last year. They've been doing this. I still think they're frauds. I still don't think that it's sustainable to shoot threes all playoffs long and win series. I think what is a saving grace for them is the fact that they do play defense. They are a team that still plays defense. If shots are not falling, they're still going to defend. So I didn't think we came out with a sense of urgency. I thought we were very flat from the beginning. I don't think we stepped on the gas at all today. There were no times where we went on any runs that I thought was going to give us any life, right? The ball goes to the basket, right? We scored some points, but I don't think at all during this game we were ever in control over our own destiny. This was Boston's game from start to finish. We didn't lead at all this game. I thought we turned it over a lot, right? Jalen Brunson got a lot of different looks today. They defended him a little different. And I thought, you know, for at least the first 5 to 8 minutes of the game, it felt like everybody didn't understand what the moment was. We had an opportunity to go up 3-0, right? We had an opportunity to be in a position, put them in a position where, you know, nobody's done it. Not even them. They've been down, you know, 0-3, have climbed back to force a game 7, and even they lost in game 7, right? So it just wasn't the effort that we needed today. This is a long series. It is a series now. And I think the excitement that we had for the first 2 games was warranted. We came back from 20 down in both games and was able to win games on the road. So that was warranted excitement and joy from us Knicks fans. So I don't think we need to go in the corner and duck and hide and all that shit. We lost today. We right back here. KNICKS Rehab is right here to answer the tough questions and talk about the performance today. So we're not ducking from nothing. I just think that there was a lot of different things today that could have went better. OG Anunoby did not play well offensively. We need him. We obviously have played well, you know, for a long time with him, and I think he needs to play well. Brunson turned the ball over a lot today. I don't think he was strong with the basketball. I don't think all of us were strong with the basketball today. There was a lot of fumbling around. You know, we didn't seem tight as a team today from the jump. And so, you know, I think, you know, we just go back, take a look at what happened today, how we can't give up open threes, which I think is what we struggle with all season long, not just with Boston. All year long, we struggle with defending the three-point shot. So there's plenty of things to clean up. It's not like we weren't down 20 in all 3 of these games, right? Boston has been kicking up on us for the first three quarters of every game. And so we didn't have it today to be able to climb back into game 3. They shot the lights out the basketball today. I think they shot 50% from 3 today. So if a team that stands on that shoots 50% from 3, you know, it's going to be hard to win that game. It's going to be hard to win that game, especially if we're not clicking on all cylinders. And we wasn't. Just flat out, we wasn't. We weren't good. I don't think anybody was good today. You know, Cat was being aggressive. I don't think he gets and I agree with you, Fabian. He gets refereed a little weird. And I'm gonna just use the word weird. Now, I don't want to, you know, if you ask him to take the ball and get it in and get to the rim and mix it up down there in the paint, he'll do that. But he doesn't get rewarded for doing that. So I can understand how frustrating that is. Looks like that finger is going to be a problem going forward for the rest of the playoffs. I know we'll talk about that, but we up 2-1. I think we get ready for Monday, and you know, win game 4. We got to win game 4. That's it. We just got to win game 4. We got to muck the game up. We didn't muck the game up today. Right? We ain't slow it up. We didn't get them to play our game. We played their game the entire game, right? And so I don't think there was nothing that could have been done to change the outcome of today's game. They just shot the piss out of the ball, and they was going to win today, regardless.
This is another Saturday game that I recall the Knicks just not showing up and it being a big time game. Remember the Lakers, the OKC. And there's another game that they played, but it was that Laker game when the Lakers eventually traded for Luka that night. Same thing, big lights, All the pressure's on, and we play frenetic. Like Josh Hart is frenetic on defense. He's like Westbrook. He might get a crazy steal. He might not. He might get, lose 2 because of it. Lose on 2 points because of it. And that's part of the problem. Like, we don't have a guy that can set the pace. I'm still almost forgetting about last year, because if we have an effort like we did like the first 2 games, I'm not gonna talk about last year anymore. I still think they're a better team last year, even if we win a championship with this style. It's just a better team. But those first 2 games were so, just the effort in that third quarter. Why isn't it there from the tip off? That's just the problem. The first and third quarters from the first 2 games, we were down 20 for a reason. We got blown out by the Celtics for 3 out of the 4 games this season for a reason. OKC blew us out for a reason. We lost the lead, and Cleveland went on a run against it for a reason. And we just don't have a real offense, in my opinion. Like, we can go off, but I don't see the sets. I don't see a real, how would you put it, Flea? Not fluid, but,
I mean, it's a lot of isolation basketball. You know that we don't have anything. We don't have anything that we go to where we could get, we go to some action and get an easy basket. We don't have that. We don't have that. When the ball is moving, like when the ball is moving around and everybody is touching it, whatever that looks like, it looks good for us, because you got guys cutting, you got guys setting screens, you got guys playing for each other. When we play for each other, we look a lot better. But when we don't, which, like you said, we live and die with our point guard. He's our captain, Captain Clutch. We live and die with him. I will. But when it looks bad is when he does look to be forcing shots, not finding rhythm. Like, he had a step back on this is probably the only time during the game where I thought we were going to put together a run. He had a step back on Horford. He had a step back 3 on Horford. And I was like, okay. I just felt like the momentum was about to switch and change for us. And, anytime that happened, the Celtics, stomped that fire out quickly. And so, we got to be better on defense. We have to be better on defense. Have to. Celtics put us in rotation way too much. They ran the same play 3 different times because after a while, they started hunting Jalen Brunson. They started hunting him. They don't like the matchup. Mazzulla is scared to death to have Mitchell Robinson on the floor. That's clear. That is clear. He's scared to death to have him on the floor. And number 2, he's scared to death of having OG Anunoby play straight up man-to-man defense on Jason Tatum. And he's doing everything in his power to get that clear that matchup. I would rather have Karl Anthony Towns or Jalen Brunson on him. And they find us, they do that, they do that switching at the top of the key. They put us in rotation. They get open threes, or they get a one-on-one matchup, and Tatum was hitting shots today, and we couldn't do nothing. We just couldn't do nothing with it. We couldn't do nothing with it. There's a lot of adjustments that we need to make. Again, you get excited off of winning 2 games on the road, for sure. I want to keep speaking on that because nobody's going to shame us for being excited about winning those games. We're Knicks fans. We weren't supposed to win those games, but we did, right? So now we've made it a series. What I'm saying is now we got to go back to the drawing board and understand, look, this is the champions. We did squeak out 2 wins. They came to the crib, kicked our ass on what they do. They did what they do. They didn't do anything different. Nothing about the Celtics. What'd you say?
Exactly. No, exactly.
Nothing about the Celtics today said, how do we defend them? What are we going to do? They did everything that they do. They just hit shots. Let's call a spade a spade. They hit shots. Drew Holiday was hitting shots. Horford was hitting shots. Pritchard had the game of his life, right? They played well. Jason Tatum hit his first 5 threes or something like that, right? So they played well. You tip your hat to the champions. They hit shots. They played well. It's a series. It's first to 4. Game 4 Monday. Let's be better.
And that's the thing. They don't look like champions to me. Even last year, the Dallas series, you got to give them that because they shut Kyrie down. That's two series that they shut Kyrie down, and they gave Luka a problem. But that would clearly they were a matchup problem for Dallas. The Mitchell Robinson thing, you have to start him. You have to start him. How many minutes did he play?
I don't know, but that may be an adjustment that needs to be made for Game 4. I mean, you bring Josh Hart off the bench, but I got to be honest. Whether we win, lose, the whole team is playing with energy. The whole team is not playing with energy. He's the guy that you can rely on that is going to play with some type of energy. And whether that's crashing the glass, whether that's, playing defense, whether that is just putting pressure on the defense, trying to get downhill, he's going to play the same pace, like that Russell Westbrook type effect, right? Where you just playing that one pace, which I'm fine with it because at the end of the day, it's a positive when we're playing well. When we're playing well, it's a positive.
It's a dominance.
Right. When we're not playing well, it's like, damn, Josh, I'll give up the ball. But it's easy to say that when stuff is not going our way. But when it is, it's a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's pushing pace. We didn't get anything in transition today. Nothing. How many fast break points do we have today? Right? So I think there was a collective of things that happened today. And, if we are who we think we are, we flush this and get to Game 4.
8 fast break points for the Knicks, 18 for Boston. Second chance points was 18 apiece. Points in the paint was 34 from Boston and 48 from the Knicks. Wow, we have 48 points in the paint. Yeah,
but 3 is more than 2 at this pace. How many threes did they hit today? 20.
Yeah, 20 out of 48, 50%, like you said earlier.
20. So that's 6. What's that? My math is right. That's 60 points on threes. I wasn't the greatest. So
it was 71 at the half, and what they scored 120, 115. And the third quarter, they didn't play well. Like when they came out, I'm like, well, damn, this is when we're supposed to put our foot on their necks, but we missed so many shots in the first quarter. Also, just all these layups. Cat at the rim, Mikal Bridges at the rim. I gotta say that they switch and they're just like you said, letting us play our one-on-one game. All right, y'all do that. Because if we on fire, it's over. That's how it seems like they're playing. We're going to play one-on-one. You can't score 110 on us. You're not doing it. So if we're on fire, how are you going to score 110? And I think you prevent that or you counter that with just starting Mitchell Robinson. Because if we can't score, let's stop you. We're going to stop the game. Mitchell Robinson is going to be 18, 20 minutes, but it'll feel like an hour. I was like, yo, just leave him in the rest of the game. What are they going to do, foul him 100 times? I'll take 100 free throws, Mitchell Robinson, because you don't have 100 fouls. Keep going with the. I wanted to see where. Just play that out. Where does that go? Where does that go, Flea? You're going to have the cornet, all these bums on the bench. You're going to have to, like, what are you going to do? It's going to be stupid, and it's going to expose and exploit that tactic, Flea.
It's insane to me that, Mazzulla is so petrified of having Mitchell Robinson on the floor. That's the only reason why he's doing it. It's the only reason why. There's no reason. Just to get him off the floor. They were up 30. They were up 20, 25, and they was fouling him. You don't do that when you don't do that tactic when you up big. You're trying to slow the game down, or we can't handle this guy on the offensive glass. He changes everything for that team on defense. I don't want this guy on the basketball court. He can't shoot free throws. Okay, this ain't rocket science. I'm going to just get him off the floor. These guys are up 20 doing that. Stopping momentum, stopping possessions to get him out of there. So I think, for me, and Breen was saying this, and he covers the Knicks, obviously. He's been with us for forever now. But Breen was saying it during the broadcast that Mitch actually does practice. He actually works on his free throws. He's just not good. It's just not good. So, I don't know what to say about it. We need him desperately on the basketball court. He creates so many second opportunities for us. When we get up a bad shot and he's just there tapping the ball out or getting a tough offensive rebound. Like, we need those extra possessions, especially if we're not going to shoot the ball well. I think he did everything he could today to have a positive effect on the game. What was his plus minus? It had to be a minus.
-3.
-3. It's probably the best on the team, wasn't it?
The best on the team was -1. Deuce McBride and a -1 from DeLon Wright.
Oh no, I'm talking about niggas that played over 15 minutes. Okay,
right.
All right.
Well, Deuce played 19, but
okay,
we
that's
discount
cool.
DeLon Wright.
Okay.
But I think when you have a something that's dominant and that's their tell. If it's poker, they're telling you, I got this card. Boom. I just don't. And he rebounds. He does everything we need, and we need to slow the. I don't know if we need to necessarily slow the game down early on. But this is 3 straight games. We're not starting the game off good at all. We started game 2. We started just like this. That's why I'm not really surprised. I'm just like, all right. So how are we going to come back now? Because the other ones it's a lot of adrenaline, and you can, it's going to click. Everyone's going hard at the end of the third quarter for the first 2 games, and then just Josh Hart defensively. I think he did really pretty good today. But also, I wanted to add with Mitchell Robinson, if he's on the court, you gotta have Deuce out there with him. You have to, because he's active. And if he misses, if they get him on defense, it's because they got him. There's nothing he could do about it. His defensive effort or his skill set is just but so far. But Josh Hart is more or less rolling the dice on defense. It's a gamble. But Deuce plays the passing lanes. He's aggressive. He can give you some offense. And just that balance of him and Mitchell Robinson on a rotation, I think it disrupts the Celtics. And it's tough because the Celtics are just playing one-on-one also, if I'm going to be real. Jason Tatum didn't have a spectacular game. Like, that's kind of part of the reason why I'm not, like, I hate that I'm not upset as a fan. I'm just looking at the game the whole time like, we could really beat them. Just offensively, Tibbs got to do something early on. You cannot start from 20 every single game. We've seen it all year.
It's not going to work
at all. And I don't know what we can do differently I mean, I know what we can do differently is run different sets for Cat. Why didn't we see any Mikal Bridges plays? I mean, he had a lot of bad possessions, just losing the ball. His handle isn't great. Again, we don't know how we can't really pass well, but where are the sets for him? It's not about even him getting the ball. It's the threat that Mikal Bridges is going baseline. What if he fakes going baseline, just dribble handle to somebody? Just set up what we call a pin down at the baseline. Cat does that, and Bridges just kicks the ball out to whoever's at the wing before he goes baseline, and maybe he'll be open underneath the basket. So you congest the basket and get the perimeter. Like, there's just too many things I can think of where I'm just like, how is Tibbs not thinking of that? Because I'm not even on the, like, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he's back next year. I don't even care about any of that. Just, it's time to win. I forget the blame game. I'm into all that, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's time to upgrade our offense for sure. And if that's on Tibbs, then fine. We gotta put that on him, and he has to be better offensively. He's never been an offensive genius, so this is not like the expectation for him to be drawing up stuff and having us have the most potent offense. We had it at one point just because of the talent that we had. I don't think that was a testament to him. That was really a testament to the players that we had, in our starting lineup. But I think if you know that these guys, this is what they do. This has been their MO. This has been their MO for a few years now. This is not something that they just started doing where they figured out that if you hit more threes than the other team and you actually defend, you might win some ball games, right? They didn't just figure that out. But I think they live and die with that. And the teams that are versatile, I think, have a better shot at winning long term, right? Like winning a series, right? They had a lot of breaks last year in the playoffs. A lot of different things happened for them to wind up in the NBA finals, and win, right? A lot of different things had to happen for them. So, I think this is really the first time for that team to honestly get tested. When the shots are not falling, what are you going to turn to? And you got a team that we did display that we could be gritty. We did display in 2 straight games that we could dig in the mud and get it out the mud and do the necessary things to climb back against a championship level team and win. We proved that. Now all we have to do is start the race and actually keep up once the gun goes off. Like, the gun goes off, and then we get these dudes like a head start as if we are as good as them. You know what I mean? Like, as if, that guy that used to taunt because I'm so much faster than everybody, I could kind of look at you from the start line and kind of front a little bit. No, we're not like, right. Like, we're not like that. We're not that good to do that.
But even with Mitchell Robinson starting, just being stuck on that thing, I think we out-rebounded them today for how many rebounds? Boston had 50 and we had 54, but it didn't feel like it. And with Mitchell Robinson and Cat out there, if you can dominate the rebounding, then now it changes everything for me, because all these little things that you have to win now, because now, like you said, it's a series. What can you do is really the offense, because defensively, 115 points, it would have been less if we scored more. It just would have been less, because now the game slows down. There's more pressure on you to score. You know how Mikal Bridges, he gets more excited on defense, like you always been saying all season.
His shots is falling.
When his shots is falling, and when he's just involved.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was times when he went, ran baseline, almost got to his spot, but he saw Porzingis there and hesitated. Take the shot. Yeah. I think Richard Jefferson said that, bro. That is go to your spot and take it. That's your shot. You don't hesitate. You don't worry about who's in front of you, behind you. Just take it. If you get blocked, whatever it is. But you don't ruin your rep. Like Ray Allen, when he talked about how I don't care where I'm shooting at, I'm shooting with the same exact form. I don't care if it's a garbage can. I don't care if it's a basket, right. a basketball. So with Mikal Bridges having Mitchell Robinson out there, I think it would help again with the screens. Who can set a screen? And the bigger problem is we don't really have anyone that could drive to the basket. Like yesterday in the OKC Denver game, the last 5 minutes, nobody could drive to the basket. Both teams were exhausted. Joker was 0 for 9 from 3 and still shot a 3-pointer and tried to win the game. It was horrible. But SGA wasn't even comfortable in the paint. So the playoffs is a different thing, as Flea has been saying all year long. I want to see this in the playoffs, and this is year one. Let's see what we do. And we don't have the guy, the Cade Cunninghams of the world, even though he's all NBA. I'm not sure you can get what's the kid from the sixth man from Sacramento that was with Kentucky? Malik Monk. Just shifty, gets to the basket. Campaign can get to the basket, but we know he doesn't have a high skill set to finish.
Right, and he's not a bigger guard. He's a smaller guard. And I said that at the beginning, towards the middle of the season. I said if Cam Payne and whatever else on the bench look like, like Detroit comes off the bench with Malik Beasley, right? Like Atlanta comes off the bench with a DeAndre Hunter. You mentioned Sacramento coming off the bench with a Monk. Like the level of firepower that we need to be able to come off the bench with may come from a Josh Hart if we just insert Mitchell Robinson there. I don't know. But at this point, adjustments need to happen, right? If we're going to match them in terms of defense and physicality. And Mitchell Robinson brings such a different look. And that's on Tibbs, for sure. That you have to put that on Tibbs. He has to come out and say, okay, where are we getting beat at? We getting beat in rotation every single time. Every single time.
Sugarman in the building. He said, damn, you already looking till next season? Sugarman, shut up. You down 2-1. You better start praying in Indiana. You better start praying over there. Boston in the same position as y'all.
He's been quiet. He was quiet after the 2 games. After the
first 2 games. Where were you at the first 2 games?
Now they win last night, and he pops up.
The one thing you better not do is talk to Knicks fans while we're that. You think we won't talk shit while we're losing?
Oh,
you crazy?
You kidding me?
Why I order? Oh, the beautiful, the lovely, the magnificent. What else does he add? Darlene
Bryant in the building, y'all. Darlene B, what up, baby?
Fellas, be respectful. Be respectful in the chat with the ladies. Tibbs needs to play mature more.
I mean, Precious played well when he came in the game. Can't run from that. I thought he played well. I was surprised to see him come in the game, although I understood the foul situation was getting nasty early on, so he had to play him. But, for me, in this series, Precious is not going to make or break whether we win this series or not.
Make or break, no. Michael James, what's going on, my brother? Turbo. Sugarman wasn't quiet, just a little busy. I bet that's what happens when you lose by 30 a game. You get a little busy. No Strays Entertainment. I see you, man. I see you, no strays. Yeah. You got humbled out of nowhere because you forgot you're down 2-1. You still got to win 3 more games.
Yo,
And
big shout out to No Strays Entertainment. He's a Boston fan, but he rocked with KNICKS Rehab, so I fuck with it. He rocks with us. I always catch him in the comments, showing love, doing what he do. We appreciate you. We're gonna talk our shit up 2-0, down 0-2, down 0-3, out the playoffs. I won't give a damn. We're gonna be right here talking crazy because that's what Knicks fans do.
I hate the fact that I like his name.
As a father, he said as a father,
I really like your name, No Strays. No Strays Entertainment is hilarious.
As
Live
a
and direct.
father.
I don't think he makes or breaks it, but how do we combat the hackamage? Yo, Flea, I don't want to spend an hour on Mitchell Robinson should start the game and I want to see you guys hack him 60 times. But
that may be an adjustment. That may be the chess move. Right? Big shout out to SF Wisdom. He always show us love. Like, that may be the chess move, right? Sandman continues to talk about Tom Thibodeau, whether we win or lose. It don't matter. He got something to say about Tom Thibodeau every day, no matter what. Ain't going to talk about players at all. But if that is the case, then this is where he needs to, be a great coach and make a chess move right now. Okay. We up 2-1, but have we played well collectively for 4, 8, 12 quarters in the first 3 games? We haven't.
We played great for a total of 2 1/4 quarters.
This is what I'm saying. If we're being honest about it, right? We know what it looks like on paper, and in this situation, on paper matters. Those 2 wins matter, right? But if you're Boston and you're going in today, you're looking at it like we got a bunch of open shots we didn't hit. We got great looks. We just missed shots. We stuck with our game plan, and the Knicks played well down the stretch.
Yo, but hold on. I disagree with the whole there was a bunch of open shots in the first 2 games. Those were well contested. A bunch of their shots today were well contested. It's just what you said.
You think so?
Bro, the Drew Holidays, the Derek White step to the left over Josh Hart. There were too many players. I'm like, oh, they're just on fire today. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah, for sure. There was certain shots, but there was absolutely, like I was saying, there was absolutely a bunch of shots where we got caught in rotation and just couldn't pick up the open man. They was getting passes from the post out to the wing, and once they got that pass out to the wing, it was swing, and guys was getting corner threes because we just couldn't, pick up the guy in rotation. And then you get Mitchell Robinson flailing out there, or you get Cat flailing out there, and I'll take my chance. If they're Boston, I'll take my chances on that. Peyton Pritchard was hitting shots. Derek White was hitting shots. Drew Holiday hit shots today. Jaylen Brown shit shot. They all hit shots today. I don't,
I'm okay with the swing pack. Like, but that's how Thibodeau's been getting beat the whole Knicks tenure. But the Miami Heat destroyed us like that. That's with a hobbled Jimmy Butler. I'm okay with those shots. But there was a bunch that was contested that they just didn't make in the first 2 games. And I think that's what led to the, and also this is how the Celtics play. The Celtics always go up 30 and lose a lead. This is the last 3-4 years. That's what they do. And again, that they're led by Jason Tatum's passive ass. That's the part to me that this is why we've been talking about it. We've argued about it for a long time, Fleet. And I was just like, bro, it's year 7, year 10, whatever it is in your career. Enough is enough. You're not physical like that. You don't really go to the basket like you should. You shouldn't. You don't. The footwork isn't great enough for you to be the face of the league. And you should be the face. SJ should not be better than you. Jalen Brunson and Jason Tatum should not be a conversation. I understand Luka, but you should be in the conversation with Giannis and Embiid all day. What happened, Flea?
Yeah, I just, Tatum was a hell of a player, right?
Definitely.
When you look at what he's done, when you start racking his resume up against guys, like, he's a hell of a player, and he's done a lot in a short amount of time, right? But I think the criticism for him is fair. right? I think it's fair criticism.
Wait. You finally feel that way?
Yeah, because I'm not a guy. First of all, it's extremely hard for me to be critical on basketball players, period. But this is our job. This is what we do. This is our space, and we're gonna do what we do. But I don't think that he is a bad player. What I do think that is he lacks aggression. I think he plays a lot smaller than what he is. I think he could tack on a lot more easy shots to his package, but instead, he puts himself in a position where he gets tough shots. He's a Kobe Bryant disciple, right? He loves Bean. And so if you love Bean, you know Bean was a tough shot maker.
Hold on, stay right there. What the hell does that mean? Because if Kobe was 6'10", he would not play like that. The only reason why Kobe took those bad shots is because he was 6'6", if we keeping it real.
But that's a testament to who Bean was too, as an IQ level player. If he was 6'10", Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant might be the best player of all time. Who knows, right?
Yes.
So
I know. Listen, you know me.
Well, Kobe
Easily.
Bryant is the best player of all time. Let me put that on record. Like I stand on that. I thought y'all was gonna get me. Yeah, right.
He'd be texting Michael Jordan a little differently. Michael Jordan will be asking for his. Yo, how'd you hit that shot? He'd be 6'10". So that's what we're saying. Kobe would not do that. He would talk to you like, bro, up and under, get the play with contact. And I don't want to give SGA that much props either, because he is a foul merchant. He does sell like Jalen Brunson. That's what they have to do as, I guess, smaller guys, because it's not like he has that physical back down against anybody and just really draws with contact and finishes with contact like that. But it's way more than Jason Tatum.
We went back to that bullshit drop coverage and had Cat in drop coverage and gave.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on. Thank you for reminding me. The Cat drop coverage, right? Do you think we went to it, or is that Cat going to it himself because he's just in La La Land?
What do you think?
I think
what I think, because everybody thinks from a perspective of, if you're not looking at it from a player's perspective, you just say, oh, the coach fucked up. And at the end of the day, guys got to go out there and be smart, professional basketball players. They have to. And if you understand that they're continuing to get OG Anunoby off of Tatum, however we can figure out how to get him off of Tatum, we're going to do that. And I've never seen OG get pissed off on defense. He was literally getting pissed off because as he's getting screened, you are 2 to 3 steps away from Tatum and contesting from under the 3-point line. The nerve of you, nigga. Get up there. There should be no reason that you should be playing Tatum to get to the rim. We just said 30 seconds ago, Tatum ain't looking to get to the rim, y'all. He's looking to take a long three. He's looking to take a sidestep three. He's looking to take a spin off the opposite foot three. He's looking for the tough shot. And as soon as they did that, we forced a turnover. Right? So you got to go to that. He's not the best ball handler. I don't think he's an elite passer. So if you need to get the ball out of his hands, let's get the ball out of his hands.
I don't think there's any way Tibbs is calling a drop coverage. Not the way we played the first 2 games. You don't do that. That's the stupid shit that Ime Udoka was doing against Steph Curry in the finals. Drop coverage against the best shooter ever in the history of basketball, bouncing a round ball and putting it in a circular thing. I'm gonna go leave that guy alone. Cat, it just came to me right now. When Alonzo Mourning, the way he would talk about defending the rim and protecting the rim, you just can't be scared to get dunked on. Cat, you can't be scared to get crossed up and get embarrassed. Stop trying to be pretty. Let Jason Tatum do that with his little baby hairs. Go out there, get cracked, do what you got to do. Stop whining to your father in the crowd. It's on video. I broke it. I broke it. Shut up. Stop holding your hand, man. Now I'm starting to get excited because you can't. It's mental. Yeah. It's mental. And man, you just go out there just like, yeah, so what? You broke my hand. Boom, boom. Take the free throw. Go out there, get cracked. All right, I got you on the other side.
It's so easy for us. I swear.
To talk like that?
Yes, because and you know why too, right? Obviously fandom, but also because we come from an era where we've seen that, right? We've seen a dislocated finger, Kobe Bryant, run to the sideline, pop the finger back in his hand, run out there and try to get. We've seen guys, not just Bean, countless guys play through that, wrap it up. Bernard King, Piston series, hand fucked up. He gonna go out there and get back-to-back 50 balls, right? So that's why we want Cat to play through that, but it's on his non-shooting hand, which is good. But at the end of the day, right, it's a broken finger. It's nagging. And Drew Holiday did exactly what he was supposed to do. Did you see that? On the first play of the second half? First play of the second half. So
yes. We're going to back in the day, but that's what Dipset Cat is. Don't be wearing no DMX shirt. DMX wouldn't have been in the crowd holding onto his hand like that, crying like that. He would have been, where my hot dogs?
Yo, let me tell you something. Red overalls, Timbs, laced properly. I don't know what that bullshit was Jason Tatum walked in today with. I don't know if he thought he was X because he had the brown overalls on. I don't know if he was trying to play like he was X, but whatever.
He put his pants over his Timbs and get out of here.
It was
man.
nasty. I ain't like the way it was laced.
Man.
I ain't like the way he laced his Timbs. It was nasty. But just a quick reference, then we can move on. 1999 Woodstock, DMX, red overalls, no shirt, Timbs. Damn, that shit just ran the chills through my body, bro. That's some of the best. Yo, nah, man.
The only
that
rappers
performance was insane.
The only rappers I would have paid to ever see perform like legit, just here you go, because I don't really go to concerts, was DMX, and now it's sad to say Kanye. But those are the only two guys I'm like, yo, damn, I want to go to their concert because Kanye was gonna think of something different. And X was like, it doesn't matter what song he does, the whole crowd, he sounds exactly like the record. He goes crazy. Woodstock is insane. A stadium is insane to do when you're not really. What is DMX gonna do? He ain't doing no backflips. There's no extracurricular stuff. It's him.
Baby,
it's his voice.
Baby, do you remember what the crowd looked like?
Crazy.
Going crazy.
Hold on.
Do you remember what the crowd looked like when he was going?
And the kind of crowd, that nasty ass crowd, that Woodstock crowd is nasty. That's the epitome of disgusting. I would have never been out there. And he rocked it.
It felt like you couldn't, as you looked, you couldn't see far, right? It just started looking like people started disappearing as you look further and further. It looked so many, yo. Again, that shit ran chills through my body just thinking about that shit, man. That nigga X, man. Yeah, we went back, Michael James. That's a classic performance right there.
Speaking of disappearing crowds, that's what the Knicks crowd did at the end of the game.
We was quiet today, y'all.
Now the crowd was really good for them $15,000 tickets that we had. The crowd was really good, man, and we just, Boston, they took the air out the room.
27,000, most expensive ticket.
That was real?
That's what they said. I didn't verify if it was real or not, to be honest, but I don't know. 27,000 to get on the floor, I think.
That shit was like the Tunnel or whatever latest club. Fucking Abney, whatever the fuck. That's what it felt like in the Garden today. Like, word, everybody just showing up. The train station was a bunch of Brunson jerseys today. It was crazy. I seen my man on the train. I don't know who. We going to the Knicks game? He's like, yeah, papa. He was talking to me in Spanish with his girl.
I mean, listen, I'm the guy that continuously always speaks on how many New Yorkers you'll find that aren't Knicks fans. Like, you'll be surprised how many New Yorkers aren't Knicks fans. I always say, especially guys that I grew up playing ball with, my fellows, guys, like, I always say, like, your daddy didn't raise you properly if you're from New York and you're not a Knicks fan. Like, he dropped the ball somewhere. Like, we need to have a conversation with your pops. Fuck you. we need to understand why you're from New York and you're not a Knicks fan. That's your father's responsibility. He did something wrong. And so right now, although I am happy that there are all of these influx of new Knicks fans, right? You'd be surprised. I'm looking at my timeline. I'm looking at all over the place. I saw Noriega with Knicks shit on.
Oh,
what the fuck?
Yo, Nori, don't ever go back to a Knicks game, bro.
Like,
what you doing?
And again, I respect, I love that. I guess people are starting to recognize that we yeah, Monkey Ranch. Yeah. As a father, your father failed you. It's a fact. It's a fact, y'all. Ain't no way you a native New Yorker and you're not a Knicks fan. I need to shoot 5. I need to have a conversation with your pops. That's ridiculous. But again, I love the fact that people are coming around. Just don't be fair weather. Be around or don't be around. I saw a clip today, and big shout out to Knicks Film School. And one of the dudes on there was basically talking about how people don't like us Knicks fans because we are the last real fan base.
Yeah, that was dope.
And I thought he broke it down beautifully because, you know, and I love the line. A lot of you niggas is man fans. A lot of you niggas just like players, and y'all are not fans of the game of basketball. Y'all niggas is man fans, and you know what I'm saying? And y'all get mad at us because we love our team so much. Win, lose, or draw, bad or good, we love our team, right? New York, Boston, Philly, right? Those fan bases are like super solid fan bases. But you mad at us because we love our Knicks. We're going to love our Knicks through and through. Fucking man fans. I love that shit. I'm going to start calling niggas that. It just sounds disrespectful. I just like the tone of it. Man fan. I like that.
I think I stopped rooting for us when Phil Jackson got let go, and it was right before we got Leon Rose, and I'm like, yo, Dolan, you got to fix it. Like, I can't support this shit. You traded Porzingis for peanuts. That was stupid. Dallas would have traded everything to get their little KKK Mavericks looking team over there. What's wrong with you? Because Mark Cuban was on the road, Flea, talking about, hey, you was bullshit. We need these Europeans out here. Like, where Mark Cuban? You think you slick? You think you low today? I see right through you. Play with me. I know who you sold your team to. Fuck you talking about? Want to get Porzingis next to Luka and start the old fake ass Boston Celtics from the 80s, get a little black-white rivalry. Anyway, I didn't like what was going on, and then when they got Leon Rose, I'm like, oh, Leon Rose, he's an agent. Worldwide West. Hold on. Jersey, Newark. Oh, what's going on here? Everybody knows who the hell Worldwide West is. Leave a worldwide mess. Right, Jay? That's a hell of a line, Flea Man fan. Yeah, it's I forgot homeboy's name too. I think I was on Twitter space with him before. And my Sean with a W was on.
Nah, big shout out to those guys. And I'm by no means is that a Flea original. No, I heard Knicks Film School, they was talking about that, and I thought it was spot on, right? They don't like our fan base because we are that type of loyal fan base. We're not, you know what I'm saying? Melo left, and we didn't go and be fans of, where did he go? OKC, right? We didn't go and say, okay, because we love Melo. Nah, appreciate you, but we right here.
That is true because we will big up Alonzo Tria and gas up, Frank Ntilikina, right?
Some niggas' favorite player is Trey Burke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we had RJ Barrett stands, but Melo was here, and we still were like, yo, Melo, fuck are you doing? Like, me and Flea would be split about it. I'm like, yo, you straight up hated on Insanity. Like, I want to win, but we got to do this the right way. We will criticize you here. And that's the part that they really don't like, Flea, because, see, you keep trying to emulate what we do naturally. I don't care where we are, the block, at work, by the water cooler, whatever you do in your life, whatever you do, when you talk about the Knicks or sports, it's a back and forth. It's competition in New York. Just, you got to have your own opinion. So when you come at me with some shit Stephen A. Smith said, we're going to laugh at you. We will never trust and respect your word over here in New York City if you sound like a TV guy. No, you got to, when you come correct, that's when we come out with shit like Man Fan and just stands and all that. Just the Glazers. You're really a Glazer. That's really what it's about for these people. But Cat DMX, I don't know what else we can really see, because just the Mikal Bridges fourth quarter from game 2, Flea. Come on now. Like, where was that at? Where are these? And that's the only thing I've seen so far on offense that was something. I didn't see anything else that we can go to, because that's a lot of off ball. That's a lot of rhythm that Mikal is playing with to even create that shot. And I think on the low, we could play off of that.
There's some things that we're going to have to look at, whether we win this series, lose it, whatever, right? Like I said, I've been pretty consistent. If y'all been locked in on KNICKS Rehab, y'all know that I'm more excited about the way this team looks next season than currently right now. But I got to live in today. So we're going to rock out and live with today. But, they're all like little holes that put us up to where a Boston plays at, a Cleveland plays at, right? We don't have any knockdown shooters, right? We don't have a playmaker that just can create offense for himself and others and is a bigger guard, right? We don't have certain little pieces that certain teams have that put them over the top, right? We got a lot of great pieces, and we building this thing and putting it together. And I think we're in a great position to just build on whatever the outcome is at this point, whatever it is. I'm looking for us to win this series and go into the conference finals, and then from there we see what happens. But if we keep building on this, we got to understand that strictly coming off the bench with one more ball handler and the best offensive rebound in the game is not enough. Deuce McBride is just an extra ball handler. And obviously, Deuce is
good.
Deuce is good. But what I'm saying is I need a guy to be able to come off the bench and be a firecracker, right? His engine doesn't, it takes too long to start his engine. So there's little holes that we missed that could help us when we get in positions where Brunson is getting blitzed and he got to get the ball out of his hands. And, there's nobody that can hit an open shot where it's like, yo, you can't leave him open.
Right.
They blitz him because we don't have a fluid offense, and they have no problem with, okay, Bridges, you beat us. OG, you beat us. Shit, Cat, you beat us. They don't care.
How do you feel about Shamet getting some minutes? I don't care if it's 5 or 6.
He's not that guy. He's not that guy.
Even as a threat, because you try campaign out for 3 minutes, Shamet at least can open up something. Like, that was hard for Tibbs. Tibbs didn't want to do that. I didn't want him to do that.
Right.
We get it, and it's Shamet. Like, again, we've been talking about it from the summertime. Like, yo, that's our 7th or 8th man. Are y'all crazy? Tyler Kohler better be. That means that they believe in this kid, and he's not. And again, shout out, props to Tibbs, because he does what I always say. He does filter out the bullshit. He ain't ready. That guy's not ready. You think? Oh, you want me to play him? No problem. Watch Tyler Kohler for a second. He ready to you guys? He's not ready. Tyler Kohler was not playoff NBA ready. That's not what he was. But Shamet has been there. Shamet and Campaign and Bridges on Phoenix have been there. So even if it's 3 or 4 minutes with a Mitchell Robinson out there, something different, because if that can even open up the offense a little bit, Shamet in the corner, he's still a smart shooter. Again, we can't rely on anyone to be a savior besides Brunson when it matters most. So I can't. And then it might open up something for OG, because OG, not for nothing, I get what y'all are saying. I see the comments, and OG's my guy. But I see it, bro. When you got these all defensive caliber dudes on them, and then Brown and Tatum, when they click up for real, it's almost all defense. They're not letting you just dribble around them like that. They're just not. So
he don't have that in his bet. That's not his game. It's quick strikes for OG. It's not pound, spin, tween, tough stuff like that. It's quick strikes, 2 dribbles, I'm gonna get to something, or catch and shoot. And that was big for us, especially down the stretch of the season. His offensive, output as it went like this, especially when Brunson was down, we realized that, to be honest, we need that. That wasn't just like something that was like, okay, that was a stopgap, and that was cool. No, OG, we need you. We may not need you to be 25 a night, but like, goddamn it, at this point now, we need 18 to 22 a game from you, because of how much pressure that puts on the defense and gets guys to not key in on Brunson. They're trying to find ways to get the ball out of his hands. And if I was them, I would too.
But I don't. But that's been the problem all year long. We don't create offense. We don't have sets for Brunson off the ball. What's wrong with getting him off the ball? Like, he's already dominant enough with the ball.
Because you don't have another ball handler or another creator that can do that, right? You could get him in certain actions in Dallas, because guess what? Luka Doncic got the ball in his hands, and if they on the floor at the same time, guess who's operating with the ball in his hands? Luka, right? And so, you got to find another guy, right? And again, that's all upgrades, right? We just go into we talking future at this point. We got to roll with what we got to roll with right now. But in terms of what's the next step for this team, no matter the outcome, we got to get another reliable ball handler, not somebody that could spell Brunson. That's cool. Get him a little 2 to 3 minute breather, Deuce. Thank you, Cam. But no, like, we need another guy that when he comes in, our offense is not going to stagnate. Would preferably like to push pace, because Brunson doesn't really push pace. Would preferably like a guy to do that, right? And a guard that can shoot it. A guard that can just flat out fill it up. We don't have that. And so we gotta work with what we gotta work with. But I'm still, to put a bow on this thing, man, I'm still very confident in the Knicks. I think we respond well when getting punched in the mouth, especially, stinker games. I think we responded well all of playoff long. We at the crib still, right? We got the crowd behind us. The whole city's behind us. A lot of people that I didn't even realize are behind us. And so, I think we're in still great position to go back to Boston up 3-1. And I think that's really what the goal was. The goal was to finish out the series here. But if we're being realistic, we're dealing with the champs, and they were going to fight back no matter what. And so I think, we're in good position to go up and get a win in game 4, tighten some things up. We still haven't had a offensive juggernaut performance from Brunson. We ain't get a 40 ball yet from Brunson, a 35 ball yet from Brunson.
Yeah. That's a hard 40.
It's doable though. This is what he does. And so
how does he do that? I know Jalen Brunson's game, footwork. So how does Tibbs set that up if we can because you said we don't have another ball handler. So is he gonna go straight gunning it?
I think with guys that he's guard, you got to go early, right? You got to go early. You got to get to what you want to get to in 3 to 5 seconds, right? I think you get into the paint a lot more, right? Him being able to get buckets against a Drew Holiday, against a Derek White, I think all of that can work if he's not strictly worried about beating them off the dribble or beating them strictly off of his skill. We got to get guys that are setting ball screens for him and getting a different look. Got to get some guys out there that's gonna hit shots, man. Because now you can't blitz him and hedge so hard, because guess what? A OG is gonna knock down the shot. A Bridges is gonna knock down the shot. Boston clearly thinks they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do it. So we'll live and die with getting the ball out of your hands, and they don't give a fuck about getting themselves in rotation. You know why? Because we don't have any shooters. We get stuck in rotation, and guess who ends up with the ball with an open shot? Peyton Pritchard in the corner. Guess who ends up with an open shot at the wing? Derek White. They got shooters. We don't have guys that just flat out going to knock it down. So
I like what you said. It's 3 straight games now. We're starting slow. Brunson, you're gonna have to make Fleet and AllBall mad again.
Gotta go early, man.
Play that kind of style from the opening tip. Forget what they said. I know you're listening to us. Forget, bro. You see I held you down, man.
You did.
It's for this reason. Game 4 at the Garden. Let's go up 3-1. Put more pressure on them. I don't care what No Strays Entertainment says. Brunson, Flea, he'll respect this. As a father.
As a father.
You got to start game 4. OG, Cat, let's go. Let's go. Keep up with me. If you can't keep up, no. I turned down $100 million for a reason. I'm standing by that. I'm standing on that 1,000%. Jalen Brunson turned down $100 million, and these are the reasons why. It's 3 straight games, Flea. We haven't figured out how to start this thing yet. So Brunson got to go. And I'm not saying to go hog the ball because they'll go double and triple team him, and but the energy has to be there from Brunson early because he's, now that you said all that, he's playing like, let me get the team involved. Like Tatum was doing. Let me get the team involved. That's not your game. That's not Brunson's game. What he's doing to Drew Holiday, he's kind of punking Drew Holiday. He's kind of punking Derek White in them. He's definitely punking my guy, Brugal Horford. Every time he see, food, dinner. Hey, babe, what you got me from the kitchen? Boom.
Yeah.
Killing them. So I think you just hit it on the nose. That's the adjustment, at least for game 4, because they're going to be counters. And that's another reason why I'm excited, fellas, ladies, before we get out of here. You kidding me? I didn't think we had a chance against the Celtics. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was Celtics in 6. And it still might be that, however the dice may roll. But to give us hope? Nah, man. Nah.
Still
I love
Nixon.
that.
It's still Knicks in 6, man. I don't give a like. Celtics fans Celtics people talking about they about to win 4 in a row. Kiss my ass.
Hold on. What if they blow us out 4 in a row like today?
They won't be able to find me. They won't be able to find me.
No,
they won't be able to find me.
You can't be Dylan Brooks.
You know I'm showing up. This big flea, never the little one, the fucking biggest. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show up.
No Strays is going crazy. Yo, shout out to No Strays.
Shout out to No Strays
for coming in here in foreign territory. I appreciate you. AP, take that negative speak out of here. What's AP saying? I don't want to repeat it, Tori B. If Tori B saying you whack, you whack.
I just ride with Latoria. So whatever she says, I'm rolling.
Latoria. Matt, not right now, Matt. But thank you for reminding me to keep your eyes on the prize, ladies and gentlemen. Huh? Keep your eyes on the prize. Baby Bubba. You know how we do. You know the motto. They scared, but I'm not. Click that link, the pin chat, the pin comment in the chat. Support AllBall TV. Lee, AllBall, myself, Fabian PerspecTV. Show us some love. We don't know how else to do this thing, baby. But show them. Show them. No Straight Entertainment. They scared, but I'm not. I'll run up in your chat. You got Sugarman from Cleveland. They scared, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Coming in foreign. What's wrong with y'all, man? Flea. If you think about this, man, they scared, but I'm not.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Shout out to RP because, oh man, you get my
RP the illest. RP the illest. Big shout out to RP. Big shout out to OG. Somehow he found a way to load manage during the biggest game of the season. But you know what? Now game 4 has become the biggest game of the season. Game 4 is the biggest game of the season. Hands down.
Shout out to David Smith for holding out Cat, even when I shit on him. Shout out to you, David Smith. He just said Thibodeau's the problem, Brunson's the problem. Everybody's the problem, but Cat. Cat. Is he a Man fan?
Yeah, there's a lot of Man fans in the comments. I love everybody, but I ain't gonna be disrespectful now. There's a lot of Man fans in the comments, man.
Listen, if you're a Man fan, you just gotta own it.
Yeah, there's a lot of Man fans in the comments.
I'm not a Man fan of OG, but I rock out.
No, you rock with OG. That's your guy, but you love the Knicks.
Yeah, you get traded. OG, get out of here. I'm with what AllBall say. I hope you tear your AC. You said Monday, right?
Yeah, we back at it Monday.
Hey, happy Mother's Day to everybody's mother in the building.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to Mama Flea. Happy Mother's Day to Mama Perspective.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day to Mrs. Perspective.
Yes.
Laturi, I don't know if you're a mom, but happy Mother's Day to your mom and your people in your family, Darlene, all the queens in the comment. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Monday. What time is the game? At 7 o'clock? Hopefully.
It should be an evening game.
Jesus
it's Monday.
Christ.
It's Monday.
I had the stats too, man. 41%. My bad, Fleet. 36% from the Celtics. Is that game too? Yeah, 36% from the field. We shot 43%. Yo, this is awful. That game was ugly. That's how we got to win, y'all. Ugly. Straight Beetlejuice style.
Celtics shot 50% from the field, I think, as a whole, from 3 and from the field today.
What's my man's name? That Charles Oakley smacked? That older money?
Smacked a lot of niggas.
Tyrone Hill. We got to win Tyrone Hill style. Straight ugly.
He got Jeff McGinnis, too.
Jeff McGinnis was there. I think Jeff.
Nah, he got Jeff too. Lamar Odom tells that story. He got Jeff too.
7 p.m. Thank you, Darlene Bryant. I actually changed my dental appointment for the junk of a game. Damn. Davey. Dobby.
Go get that cleaning, man.
I think you're talking to me. I got a guilty conscience. I got to go to the dentist, y'all. Hey. Monday, 9:30 p.m. It looks like, folks. Be there, be square. Hit that link in the chat, man. They scared, but I'm not. AllBall TV. Catch AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.